This podcast is brought to you by our Anime Addicts community. In this holiday season, if you want to stuff our digital stockings, give us a little year-end love, AAApodcast.com/join or Patreon. Spread that Christmas cheer. We'll be spreading around the hentai episodes, the hobby addicts, and the after parties, all of the exclusive content just for you for supporting. So again, stuff those digital stockings over at AAApodcast.com/join or Patreon.
Get ready! You're about to listen to the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast. Make your anime addiction worse at AAApodcast.com. And now, here are your anime addicts.
Welcome into episode 707 of the Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast, where our sole mission is to make your anime addiction worse. Thanks everybody for tuning in, wherever you're listening from, all across the world, at work, at home, at the grocery, wherever you are. Thanks for making us a part of your day. And on Twitch, welcome to everybody watching live Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on twitch.tv/AAA podcast as the loyals slowly roll in here. I want to thank everybody. We finally broke 1,000 reviews on Apple Podcasts, so that's pretty cool. It's been a long journey to 1,000. I am your host, Mitsugi, and I am joined by Caroline. Caroline, how are you?
I'm good, although I only just realized my room looks very dark today, and I don't know why. Like, all my lights are on. It's not exactly any darker than it has been as of late, so
turn on a couple of lights.
What's the deal with that?
What
is that?
Maybe you're just turning into a vampire.
I don't know. It's very strange. I don't love it because, you know, I don't want to be washed out in my room, you know?
Well, that's nice. And also...
you don't care about my feeling.
You look just fine with your Christmas tree. We have also, very rare from the beginning of the show, Pancake.
What up, motherfuckers?
Caroline,
I do care about you being washed out. I think you look beautiful. Fuck the bald
I'm
man.
wearing white, too, so, that's only hindering.
You look festive and hot as fuck. I'm happy to be here with you.
Much.
I'm happy to be here with this bald motherfucker, and I'm ready to fucking destroy this fucking shitty anime later.
Oh, see.
But first up,
bearing
we have
the lead.
more fun shit to talk about.
See, this is what Pancake does. She comes in, she just does nothing but curse, and just talks shit the entire time. So maybe I would just say nothing but nice things about Birdie Wing.
You never know. Maybe I was doing a little mind games.
Guys, if you want to follow us on social media, we are on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. It's pretty easy to find us. You just type Anime Addicts in or AAA Podcast. It'll come right up. We're also on Discord, AAADiscord.com. Head over to Discord if you haven't already and join our community for free. Yeah, it's the place to be for sure. And I did just renew our online merchandise store, AAAshop.info. Take you to the merch store where you can get yourself some swag. Well, today on the podcast, we're going to do what have we been watching. So we're going to talk about some of the anime that we've been watching, including Godzilla Minus One, the recent Godzilla film that everybody's been talking about. So we will be giving a discussion on Godzilla Minus One, as well as The Boy and the Heron. So we'll talk about those and a few more. And also later in the show, we're going to be reviewing Birdie Wing Season 2, the best sports anime that's ever come out. I mean, let's just be fair.
Oh, God, yes.
So just magical.
Listen, I gave you an out. When we needed more reviews, we looked at a list for a poll, and I said you could veto any of the options. And when we had a tie, and we decided to choose between the two ties, you chose Birdie Wing season 2, so therefore,
Caroline, listen. We love Birdie Wing in this house.
I love it.
It is going to go down as my favorite anime as 2023. Okay? Of 2023, watch today. Gonna happen.
Penis slide, penis slide.
slide.
All right. Also,
Yeah.
Secret Santa is underway.
Yes. So the entry period is done. It's over. We have I don't know, 32 people involved this year. So I'm excited. And also we have our Secret Satan too.
Oh,
So this is just like a separate thing.
Secret
where,
Satan?
Yeah, this who would have thought that this would have come out of a discussion in the Knights of the Mid-Table chat on our Discord.
Oh my god.
I don't understand. What is Secret Satan?
So basically,
It's like Secret Santa,
like
but
Secret
sexier.
Santa, you know how with Secret Santa we'll be recommending anime to each other that we think that they'll like. Secret Satan is basically the opposite, where we recommend each other anime we think they'll hate, or anime that they believe they will hate, but it's actually really good to change their minds on what they actually hate. So it's up to them. It's up to Satan himself what they want to do. But yeah, basically we're those who are involved with that are just going to be recommending each other crap.
Indeed.
It's
Okay.
surprising amount of people who want to be involved in that.
Everybody wants to be Satan.
Oh yeah, hey girl, come sit on daddy's lap.
There you
Yeah,
go.
this
Anytime,
and
Satan.
Birdie Wing season 2 would have been your Secret Satan pick, basically.
All right. Well,
So everyone that's involved in that, get excited and stay tuned for updates on who you have.
and with that, we're going to jump into the big news of the week, get the show started.
おー、大ニュースです。It's time for big news of the week.
Well, no sooner did we have a golf anime in Birdie Wing, but yet another golf anime is coming out. So I guess get excited for that because we went from having nothing to having 2 of these.
Thank God.
I don't know that it will be better. It's called Rising Impact. It's coming out next summer, and it's done by Studio Les Deuce, who
Lay do.
Les Deuce. It
Who
was
picks that as a studio fucking name?
Les Deuce hasn't done a lot that we would say is good, but they did Tomo-chan. I don't know. I recognize this anime's image. Tomo-chan, Maidens of Our Savage Season, which I think we covered, and a few others. So if you're a fan of Les Deuce, so this is about a young boy named Gawain. Gawain is his name. Lives in the
What now?
Gawain was his name.
I think it's like an old-timey,
Yeah.
King Arthur name,
Could be.
but
I don't
still
know.
a bad name.
You're not going to get dates with a name like that.
Well, he's also like 5. So lives in a mountainous
I don't think
rural
he's serious
area
about that yet.
with he has incredible love for baseball and making the ball really fly, as it says. One day he runs into a visitor he runs into a visitor. What these people do not like. My anime list. Here's a PSA. Just proofread your shit. It takes like 2 minutes because you obviously don't. But he runs into another sport that can really, really make the ball fly, golf. So he really likes to make the ball go zoom, I guess. And with his grandpa's approval, he sets off to Tokyo with his mysterious friend, who's some woman, to learn all about golf that he can, encountering many colorful characters and obstacles along the way. To me,
Did it say some woman in the synopsis?
It's the part of the synopsis that I couldn't read because it's grammatically fucked up. Included, he runs into some woman who introduces him to golf. But this is like the trailer, and I don't know. I just keep thinking of Pokemon because it's like some kid leaves his random fucking rural village and says bye bye to his parents and grandma so he can go on a journey to town to learn how to play golf. And oh, by the way, he finds Pikachu and Caterpie and Charmander and Pidgey.
And I can confirm that Gawain is a story from King Arthur. He is King Arthur's nephew and a knight of the Round Table.
Yeah, I'm watching the trailer of this, and it's definitely not also going to be what I want, probably. Just a lot of really bizarre looking. I mean, I don't know. They are playing golf. Maybe it'll be better. I don't know.
I would not get your hopes up.
Dumb shit. Calling it now.
It does have old men playing golf. That's more on the nose than 15-year-old girls. So we'll see. Rising Impact, it's called, comes out next summer. It has 17 volumes in Weekly Shonen Jump. So it's definitely got some names behind it. The director is Hitoshi Nanba of Tomo-chan and Golden Kamuy. And it's got some other good people in the cast as well, including character designer Kiyotaka Oshiyama of Devilman Crybaby. So it has some good staff, but we'll have to see. That's called Rising Impact. Always a sucker for a sports anime. I don't know if it'll be better than Birdie Wing, but it could be.
Anyway,
Caroline, what do you got?
Moving on to my news. Crunchyroll has revealed official categories and judges for the Anime Awards of 2024. In fact, they added a few more categories to their awards from last year. So they have added Best Art Direction, Best Cinematography, and Best Slice of Life. And that will round out the awards to 24 categories.
The Slice of Life, really? 24?
24 categories.
Holy shit!
That
is way too many.
That is excessive.
And it gets better.
God.
Because one of the categories is Best Voice Actor. But they have opened it up to voice acting of, like, they're going to be doing awards for each language. So they have Best Voice Actor English, Best Voice Actor Japanese, Best Voice Actor Catalan, Best Voice Actor Portuguese, Best Voice Actor, yeah. Yeah,
Just
it's going to be excessive.
That is going to take, 3 days.
It's Sony. They want to make money. They're gonna cram so many commercials and bloat this shit into it. They're gonna bloat this beast to a 4-hour slog.
Why can't shit just be not forever long? They would have to have a fucking buffet to keep me at that award ceremony that long.
I never watch these because every time I do, it's so cringy. I can't even handle it for more than about 10 minutes.
Yeah, I've never watched them.
God, it's brutal. Absolutely brutal.
Yeah. They also announced their slate of judges, which amounts to over 100 judges worldwide, which I guess is their biggest group so far. The voting period will be from January 17th to January 27th, and people can vote once per day. I hate the once per day stuff for voting. I don't want to have to think about this award ceremony every day for 10 days.
But they want you to go to the website and click.
I don't know why we have to have multiple days of vote or
it's ad revenue, Caroline.
Yeah, it's ad revenue, but it's so stupid because it's it's not actually who's the best. It's who has the most who can beg people to get online this many times. I fucking hate that shit. Get it out of my face. I'm gonna vote one time.
Damn.
Yeah.
No, it really bothers me.
And unless you're gonna vote stupid. For I won't even vote once, because if I'm not going to be voting every day for 10 days, my vote is barely half a drop in a bucket.
Yes, it's literally I don't know.
It doesn't. You feel like there really is no point in voting at
all.
You're not going to vote. Yeah,
it's psychopathic voting.
A psychopath.
Yeah, I don't have enough time to be going on every single day to vote.
Well, don't. Who gives a shit?
But that's the thing.
Why vote at all? Who gives a fuck?
Exactly. That's what we're saying.
Oh, well, in that case, I agree.
Vote for our anime Oscars, of course. You only have to vote once.
Boy, I forgot about that. That's creeping up, isn't it?
But we only make you vote once. You don't have to vote every day. So it's an actual poll. Not some dumb thing for people to beg.
If you do want to watch this probably very long award ceremony, it'll be broadcasted live from Tokyo on March 2nd.
I can't even, because it's always... Look, I know I'm in the anime community. I know I shouldn't care. But for some reason, just watching people wear cat ears and commentating with cat ears on and shit is just a little too much. It's just a little too odd for me to just
We've worn cat ears on this show before.
But it's so cringy. This is supposed to be an award show. I don't know. I guess there are people probably that just love it and wouldn't have it any other way.
And that's fine.
But
not really my bag, though.
Yeah, I guess. It's just not my thing, but I definitely won't watch it.
I think you'll be hard-pressed to find an objectively good award show that nobody has issue with.
Yeah, I mean, just in general, award shows are cringe, no matter what award show it is. Like, who really gives that much of a fuck?
I'm not really sure what will win Best Anime of the Year this year.
Yeah, there's a lot of decent options, and I need to like remind myself what the options were. Like, oh yeah, Vinland Saga season 2. I think that's up.
That should win for sure. There's absolutely no way anything is better than that this year that I've seen. So, Attack on Titan, is that nominated?
Probably will be. Yeah.
All right.
We'll see. We'll be interested in seeing the results at least.
I hope they can keep that thing down to under like 3.5 hours. That would be good. All right.
Let's move into our main topic.
All right. What have we been watching? And I will lead off with.
Up from the depths, 30 stories high, breathing fire, his head in the sky.
Godzilla!
Godzilla! Godzilla!
And Godzuki. That's what I grew up on. 1978 Godzilla.
I don't think I've ever heard the full thing. And Godzuki. I know I've heard you go and Godzuki before. I didn't know what the reference was.
You should watch the video because in the original 1978 Godzilla cartoon, which is Hanna-Barbera, by the way, which is so... I don't think Hanna-Barbera even exists anymore, but... he's like this little tiny dinosaur... Not dinosaur. He's a little tiny Godzilla that always like wants to hang out with Godzilla, but Godzilla's
too
busy...
he's like Scrappy-Doo.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, except if Scrappy-Doo was the size of like an ant. Like Godzilla's trying to fight like a giant monster, and Godzuki's like trying to help, and Godzilla's just like swatting him away or picking him up and putting him like on an island somewhere to get him out of the way. But anyway, Pancake and I did watch Godzilla Minus One yesterday in theaters, and thought we would share our thoughts on it with you. So this is essentially a mini review, and we're going to do the same for Boy and the Heron here in a minute. But this movie had a lot of acclaim. I mean, it is getting some serious fucking good reviews. It has, for a while there, it had the highest score ever given on Rotten Tomatoes.
I have seen barely any promotion for this. I think I might have seen like a cardboard cutout when I went to the movie theater one time, but that was basically it.
So this movie had like no marketing, I think. So it has a 97 and it has a 97 and a 98 from critics and people on Rotten Tomatoes. So essentially perfect from everybody. It's got an 8.5 on IMDb, which is gonna put it in the probably the top 25 movies of all time. Now I don't know if it's that good, but it's pretty good. So we're gonna get into it. First thing I'll say, this is being done for, I think, some 70th anniversary or something of Godzilla. Very old. Godzilla has been around a long time, longer than any of us, and started off in black and white in like the 50s. The first thing you got to know about Godzilla is that
he's big.
He's very big. He has no pee-pee that I've seen.
He's a lizard.
Oh, well, he must have a pee-pee.
It comes out.
They all have pee-pees.
It hides.
Godzilla is a boy. That's
How
canon.
Can you be certain?
We looked it up
I looked it up.
on the interwebs, and this said generally Godzilla be a dude, but sometimes he do be laying eggs, and they change his gender to
who the fuck knows?
Fit the narrative.
Anyway, so the important thing about this movie, and it's very poignant in this film, and it was the same in the original, is that Godzilla attacks Tokyo directly after World War II. So this is in the 40s, mid-40s. And
it's a piece.
It's a period piece.
It's so good. They did the period piece so freaking well. And I will say that if you're a dude and you're more into like the big monster battles, this is not not gonna scratch your itch.
Yeah.
This story is more of a human story. It's told from a human perspective. And it's written very, very well to show that and more of the danger of Godzilla as opposed to Godzilla as the main focus and the main thing you're thinking about during the story. He's more of a vehicle after in post-war Japan, I think.
He's an allegory for the atomic bomb.
Yes.
So it's really a cautionary tale about the use of nuclear energy and about the use of nuclear weapons. That's what it always was, and it pretty much still is in this movie, which centers around this guy named Shikishima, who is this is gonna have some light spoilers, but like Godzilla is not brain surgery. It's the same story it was a long time ago, but I'll try my best not to like spoil anything that's like super important. But Shikishima is a kamikaze pilot in World War II and opts to defect, I guess, and like chicken out and not do it. And so, and in the aftermath of the war, they're showing like Tokyo just got firebombed. It's pretty much gone. Because, I mean, we essentially destroyed Tokyo completely. And
it's very sad. It was interesting to see that told from a Japanese perspective as opposed to usually how we talk about Japan post-war.
Yeah, I mean, Japan, I don't want to get into it. I've been watching a lot of World War II shit lately because I'm kind of into it. But Japan, I don't want to say they had it coming.
You're old.
Yeah, I'm kind of old. I am old. I don't want to say they had it coming, but Japan was pretty fucking bad during World War II.
Oh, of course.
I mean, they killed more people than even Nazi Germany did, I think. Mostly Chinese people. But
I'm not saying that, but it's interesting to see like a character that was in the army who defected. It really shows that the citizens are not the war.
Oh, for sure.
It shows more of a that's what I'm saying. It shows more of a human side, and it shows from those not really like the woman in the beginning that lost her 3 children, right?
Yeah, I mean, it
shows that side of it as opposed to saying we bombed the bad guys.
There's definitely an impact.
Have you seen In This Corner of the World?
No.
It's a very good movie, and it kind of has that similar perspective of like the the life of a normal Japanese citizen during the war and stuff. It's pretty good. I think it's on Netflix, so I recommend.
I've seen Grave of the Fireflies.
Yeah, there's a couple of them. Barefoot Gen also.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just interesting because, I don't know. I always like when you get to see the world from a different perspective. And I think this movie, you get a glimpse of it, and it's nice that it's a period piece. I don't know. It's just really, really good from that kind of nerdy side of things.
Since it is taking place in the 40s, what does it look like how they try to protect themselves against Godzilla? Because, these days when they have like a Godzilla movie and it's modern day, they're like, let's call in the fighter jets and the bombing squad and blah, blah, blah.
It's interesting because they kind of discuss that, especially because it's post-war Japan, right? And so they basically had to give up a lot of their military power, correct? Mitz?
Yeah, I mean, the United States completely disarmed Japan.
Yeah, they just kind of undownloaded Japan and uploaded a little bit of America into it.
And there's talk during the movie about how they didn't want to get the American or Japanese military involved too much in Godzilla because they didn't want to like create military conflicts with the Soviet Union at the time. So when Godzilla eventually in this movie does attack Tokyo, they have absolutely nothing. They have no answer at all. He's just basically doing whatever he wants. And my only gripe about the movie, and I know that this isn't really that important in the grand scheme of things, but some people do want this. The movie was fairly low budget. People were like, how did this movie make like $200 million? They only spent like $15 million making this movie. The actual like scenes of Godzilla attacking Tokyo, they're pretty short. I mean, it's probably 10 minutes max, and then it's over. But man, he fucks Tokyo up pretty quick. I mean, the tail whip, it's potent, and they did a really nice job with the watching Godzilla spin in a circle and whip his tail and just wipe out 5 buildings at once is so satisfying to watch that tail.
Now imagine if he had a penis in addition.
There you
to
go.
That.
Yeah, he's swinging the dick
like a
helicopter.
Maybe he could fly with his dick in his tail. Holy shit!
Yes,
that's it. That's the one thing. That's the one thing he was missing all along. was flight, and we've solved this.
Yeah, we just need to call up Godzilla, say, hey, use your dick and tail really quick. You'll just propel and levitate, and then you're like a fighter Godzilla jet.
Honestly,
no, that's the next evolution of Godzilla. Like, they need to up the ante every time with these movies. Like, and the next one is going to be Godzilla with a penis.
Caroline.
Godzilla +1.
Caroline, the Twitch says you've changed. You never would have made a penis joke.
That's what the -1 is.
No,
he's missing his dick.
Listen, I am partial to a "that's what she said" joke.
I
can make a penis joke every now and then.
Way to prove I'm wrong. It's just a low budget movie. I mean, Godzilla looks great.
He's so fucking cool.
He's so cool. He doesn't skip leg day. God, his thighs are massive. Like, no wonder he killed. Well, it's a spoiler for the King Kong movie, but who gives a fuck? Spoiler for Godzilla versus.
How long has the movie been out?
Over a year.
Godzilla versus Kong. It's been out for a few years, right?
I don't know.
Anyway,
spoil ahead.
Godzilla just stomps on King Kong's chest and stops his heart by stomping on him. But Godzilla, there's no way King Kong could ever take Godzilla. But the laser breath in this movie is chef's kiss. I mean, they from like Pancake loves it. With his spiny plates on his like back lighting up and he kind of shooting out of his.
Cool.
And then he just like shoots. He shoots this laser breath, and it's basically a nuclear bomb going off in Tokyo again, and in Japan's third nuke or whatever, and it's just like people, like the debris and the people are just being just completely like evaporated.
I love the reenactment from Pancake. Seriously.
Yeah. But there's a lot of war themes in this movie about like how the fighter pilot can't get over the war. His war hasn't ended yet, and here comes Godzilla, and the citizens have to take it into their own hands, and there's a lot of like orphaned children, and it's a very much a war movie. And I won't spoil how they like deal with Godzilla in the end, because I really don't want to give any like spoilers for anything. But
it's good. Go fucking see it.
It was really good.
What would be your score out of 10?
I would give it a 4.5 out of 5. So I guess an 8.5.
I'd give it like a 4 out of 5. I really wanted another 10 minutes of Godzilla just fucking Tokyo up.
It's not about that though.
Yeah, but I wanted Godzilla to like, swat helicopters out of the sky and like throw a building. Like I just wanted him to go hog wild.
Helicopters in the 40s?
Oh, they did. Yeah, they did.
There were no helicopters in this movie though.
Let me see here. I work for a helicopter company. I really should know this. When were helicopters invented? 1939. The world's first practical helicopter, the VS-300.
So probably not in the war.
Took flight at Stamford, Connecticut. Designed by Sikorsky Aircraft, which is still a company. Huh, yeah. Were helicopters used in World War II?
What did Subaru make during World War II?
The production version, the R4, became the world's first helicopter built in quantity and served in World War II. They had helicopters in World War II.
Yeah.
Did they have helicopters in Japan?
I don't know. Probably not.
Subaru made jets. They bombed Pearl Harbor.
The movie is excellent. It's more than just a Godzilla movie. It really touches on like the impact of war on humanity, and Godzilla is just a cautionary tale of like nuclear energy and war, and they really took it back to the roots. If you're a person in the U.S. that's been following Godzilla movies in the last 5-10 years, he's almost always been a good guy recently. Which isn't uncommon.
Silly.
I mean, Godzilla's usually fighting other monsters and shit, but in this movie, it's really going back to like the original Godzilla movie, where you see Japanese people running and their horrible dubbed voices are like, it's Godzilla, and all this, and
Gojira,
it's Gojira. It's really it's that type of Godzilla. And he looked good.
Is this movie in Japanese or English?
It's in Japanese.
It's in Japanese, yeah.
Oh.
It was interesting though, because there was a family that was sitting next to us, and they had like a 4 or 5-year-old with them, and I'm like, there's no fucking way this kid is reading these subtitles.
No, he was playing on the floor. He didn't give a shit.
He was like, I can't understand. I'm gonna get on the floor now. I was like, okay.
This movie's done really well. You see, Box Office Mojo. Godzilla Minus One. Has made 51 million so far, so it's already tripled its. You would think it'd be more than that, considering how good this movie is. But it's getting a really limited run, like in theaters. It's only in about half the theaters as most movies. But I'm really shocked by that.
I think this is. This was Toho, right?
It's Toho, yeah.
Toho beat the shit out of everything I've seen come out of Hollywood this year.
Well, it's not Hollywood.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Toho, this random ass Japanese company, just beat the shit out of Hollywood in my book.
What I'll say is that, like, Japan makes some pretty fucking bad movies. Like, it's pretty amazing how bad they are.
I know, that's the point.
And this movie is really fucking good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
This might be the best movie to ever. Well, I shouldn't say that, because Akira Kurosawa's got some pretty great, like, samurai movies and stuff that are, probably for, like, film critics, the best of the best amongst, like, all film. But in recent history, this is the best movie Japan's put out that I've seen. That's not an anime.
Nice.
You agree, Pancake?
Like I said, this is probably one of the best movies I've seen all year.
It got extended like 2 more weeks because it's just so good. And by the way, this would
go support Japan to make more of these movies.
The 8.5 it has would put this movie at 46th best all time on IMDb, tied with Casablanca.
Casablanca's not
Alien.
That good. Ooh, Alien is good.
Django.
Where's Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Better than WALL-E, better than Raiders of the Lost Ark.
WALL-E?
Yeah, these are movies that are like super highly
better
rated.
Than Invasion of the Body Snatchers?
Oh, sorry,
though?
not 46th. That's not right. Tied for 31st with Back to the Future.
Oh, damn.
That's what this. Yeah. So this movie is like up there. People are loving it, and we wanted to have Kazuo on the show to talk about it today, but he had a scheduling conflict, but
he got his Sundays mixed up. But he might be here next week.
I don't know if you're interested in Godzilla, Caroline, but this movie was really quite good.
You should go see it.
It sounds good. I would be interested in watching it, but I have been to the movies for the past 2 weekends in a row, and movies
go
are
after
expensive.
work.
Good for you. You should do that.
On a Tuesday, go after work on a Tuesday.
You could go on a Tuesday to a cheap dinner theater and have some popcorn chicken while you watch it. That's
usually Tuesday is discount ticket night for those who don't know.
I have a lot of school events I need to go to this month. But, I will keep it in mind if I have the opportunity and or if it comes out on streaming.
It will. It'll come out soon, I'm sure. And so just the bottom line is that it's a great movie. Don't expect Godzilla to ravage Tokyo for an hour because it doesn't happen. It's more about it's a human movie. It's more about that. And probably, geez, it's really, really quite excellent.
Who's your favorite character?
Like human character?
Yep.
The main guy, Shikishima. I thought he was really good.
I really liked the captain of the boat.
Oh, the captain.
He was so great.
His acting was such ass, though. He just screams everything.
I loved him and his big ass mouth.
I liked the doctor guy. He was fun with his curly hair and glasses. So.
Oh, and then I liked the neighbor that became like close with the family.
I think the bottom line, the final word on the movie is that war is really terrible. We should avoid it at all costs. And the people that are deciding to have, this is kind of preachy, but the people that are deciding to have wars are affecting the lives of people who aren't involved and don't want to have their lives impacted.
Yes.
So a few people are deciding the fates of millions of people, and that's just not how things should be. And even though Japan did a lot of horrible things during World War II, it wasn't the majority of the people doing those things. It was small amounts of like leadership types that were driving all that. And
at the end of the day, we're all human, and we shouldn't forget that.
Little kids do not want to dive in front of tanks with bombs tied to them. That is not what they were born to do.
No.
So anyway, that's a little preachy.
And they do talk about that in the movie, which yes. I really, really loved, because this might be, I don't really think it's spoilery, because we all know what Japan did to its people. They touch on that, and they talk to this group of people, and nobody's life should be thrown away or sacrificed. And
right.
I loved that they said that in the movie after World War II, about World War II, because so much pain and hurt came from that.
And you know what I thought of when we'll wrap this up in a second,
sorry.
Caroline, so you can talk about Boy and the Heron, but So first of all, World War II is awesome. Like,
not good.
Not good, but like it's an amazing series of events that you really should like go watch some documentaries about, because everything in World War II is always the biggest and the best. It's always the most people, the most bombs, the most tanks, the most this, the most that. But the reason why the United States was so easily able to conquer and beat Japan was that by the time we got to Japan had lost. They just didn't care about their soldiers, like their human life, their skilled pilots. They didn't care. Their planes didn't even have ejection seats in them.
That's why they were kamikaze, because they didn't care.
And so by the time they got to Japan in World War II, there was really no one skilled enough to even fight the U.S. left, because the U.S. were picking up their pilots from the ocean. Like they were taking their crashed pilots and saving their lives and putting them in new planes. Japan didn't have any people left that knew what the fuck they were doing, because they didn't care about human life during World War II. And so by the time we got to like Iwo Jima and attacked, when we were approaching Japan, they couldn't really compete with us because we still had all our fighter pilots and they did not. So
yeah, it's sad.
It's just like at a business, your best employees drive the company's success, and when you lose those employees, the company fails. It's the same way. Humans are really important, and
no matter what you do in life, you matter and you're important, and doesn't matter what side of anything you're on. At the end of the day, we have one life and we get to live one time. So
guys,
love each other.
This whiskey's hitting. This whiskey is hitting hard.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
I'm doing a double here. Boy and the Heron. I'm gonna see it tomorrow. I'm fucking amped. Caroline.
All right. Well, it's very appropriate. You guys talked about Godzilla Minus One, which takes place after World War II, because The Boy and the Heron takes place during World War II in Japan. And actually preface, The Boy and the Heron is infamous for not having a ton of promotion around it for, I don't know, some reason. They Miyazaki just wanted to keep things under wrap for as long as possible. But for the English release, they did end up, promoting it because of course you would.
It's America.
It is America. So if you want to go in with as little information as possible, like I did, just skip ahead. Because also, frankly, this movie is a little hard to talk about. It's hard to describe what happens in it because it is a little surrealist in its storytelling.
I don't want to hear.
But I will do my best. So The Boy and the Heron opens up around World War II time. The boy is Mahito? Yeah, Mahito, that's his name.
Mahito, yeah.
Yeah. He's 12 years old. He is woken up one night with the sight of a hospital on fire. Thing is, his mother is in that hospital. So his father runs out of the house, tries to get to the hospital, try to help her, like his mom. And the boy starts, he runs out of the house too, wanting to help. And here's where I thought was the most, the coolest sequence. It's right at the beginning. He's running to, there's all these fire effects in his running. The motion of it all kind of reminds you a little bit of, The Tale of Princess Kaguya in its style.
Really?
Yeah, just that sequence, the fire sequence. And they sometimes bring it back up here and there. But that was the coolest part. Now we get to the rest of it. So unfortunately, his mother passes in the hospital fire, and eventually he moves to the countryside with his father to live with who will be his stepmother now. His father remarries. Guess who he remarries? The little sister of his first wife.
Is she very little?
No, I mean, she's obviously an adult.
That's some Jerry Springer shit.
Yeah. And actually, she's very nice. She tries to be a good presence for Mahito, but of course Mahito's a bit, uncomfortable. For one thing, he's now living in a whole new place in the countryside. He's having trouble at school. He actually gets into a fight with some of his classmates. And for some reason, on the way home, after this fight, he picks up a rock and just jams it to the side of his head, giving him a really bad injury.
He jams it into his own head?
Yeah, he hits himself with a rock. And I still don't know exactly why, because he's already roughened up from this fight. He's obviously not doing great. yeah, he hits himself with a rock. And that results in him being bedridden. Like, they give him a sweet shave on the side of his head. Like, he looks super cool.
Yeah, he's got the fade.
Yeah, he got the fade. And you'll see it in the promotional art, like, that he has his side of the head shaved.
I see the scar, too, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, so they had to shave it in order to get the stitches in, whatever. Now he's at the house for a while. He has like a lot of interaction with this mysterious heron that lives on the grounds. And the heron actually keeps on harassing him, like flying up to his window, like actually talking to him. And he's like not all that weirded out by the heron, but he's freaking annoyed. He like pushes it out the window. The heron leaves a bunch of bird poop. There's a lot of bird poop in this movie.
It looks yeah. Is it like an egret?
Egret? I don't know. But they just say it's a gray heron.
It's like a crane of some kind.
But yeah, so there's a lot of bird poop in this movie. Like there's a lot of other birds in this movie.
Literally?
And they always need bird poop. Yeah.
Literally?
And they don't really really acknowledge it. They just add the bird poop in whenever they're around. Because birds do poop, but I didn't think they dispute it constantly.
And they don't even care where they poop. They'll just poop on your fucking floor.
Yeah, they the heron poops on the windowsill. On the windowsill.
Of course he does. Why wouldn't he? Listen, Caroline. Let's not pretend like you're any different. If we were birds, and we could get away with it, wouldn't you poop on someone's windowsill?
Oh, fuck yeah.
Pancake said yes. Pancake's not listening. She doesn't want to have any spoilers, but actually, Pancake doesn't even want basic plot points. So
I mean, it is interesting going into a movie with nothing. Yeah, because I was just kind of like ready for the ride. Was not sure where I was going in, but I did hear some mention of it being a little hard to understand on our Discord.
Is it a lot of like metaphors and stuff?
Seemingly yes, though I could not make heads or tails of it. So it seems like the heron is trying to get him to go somewhere because there's like this very mysterious tower on the grounds that was built by the grand uncle of his aunt, stepmother, and his mother. So he's curious about it. He goes in and he's whisked away by the maids that live in the house. Like, no, don't go up there. It's dangerous. People disappear in there. Like the great grand uncle disappeared, and other people have disappeared by going in there. So they try to protect him from that. And the maids are very fun. I like them. They're like old women that just work at the house, and they like all walk differently. They have a little bit of their own little personality quirks and all that. So they're pretty good characters to have in this movie. Eventually, now this is a little bit of spoiler because now we're getting a little bit into it's not really major spoiler. Like this is still in the first fourth of the movie, basically. The aunt stepmother disappears. She's walking into the forest and she disappears. Mahito watches her walk into the forest and he realizes, oh my gosh, she's going towards the tower. So he and one of the maids follows her, and he encounters the heron again, and the heron basically tells him, listen, you have to go into the underworld or a different fantasy world in order to get her back. So, and the heron is supposed to be his guide to get her. So, and they now embark on this journey through a strange fantasy world, trying to find the aunt stepmother and encountering characters that may cross time and space along the way. Now, everything up until the point where they get into the fantasy world is fairly understandable. But once they've reached the fantasy world, I'm like wondering what the f*** is going on. I don't love surrealist storytelling.
Me neither.
I like cause and effect. I like logic. I think everybody knows about that from me by now. And there were certain things that just don't make sense. They don't click. There's not like a reoccurring theme that I could really grab onto and say, okay, so this means that, and this means this, and this is a metaphor for that. And by the end, I'm like wondering, what was the point in this movie? Because, I mean, it does have good points to it. Like, it is very beautiful looking. It moves so fluidly. The fire scene, as I mentioned, is my favorite, and they bring back the fire a little bit here and there as like a flashback sort of thing. Mahito is very interesting in that he's not like a happy-go-lucky, ganky little boy. He's actually kind of an asshole a little bit. He's okay generally. He just has his moments of being a little not so happy-go-lucky because he literally tries to murder the Heron. He builds a bow and arrow to murder the Heron, and he goes after it. Yeah, and the Heron is a really strange character too, because he's not really just a heron. He has some extra features that make him different, and I'm still not exactly sure who or what he is. One thing I really wish I was able to do was I actually wish I was able to watch the dub. And I mentioned this in Hobby Addicts because I'm more of a sub person, but looking at the dub casts and hearing how well Robert Pattinson does as the Heron, I really wanted to watch it. But there actually wasn't as many times to go see the dub as there was the sub, and the dub times didn't work for me, so I had to watch the sub. I would be interested in watching the movie again just to hear the voice cast of the dub, because I love Robert Pattinson and Florence Pugh and all the other people they got involved in it. But it was an interesting movie, but not nearly one that I think people who watch Ghibli are going to absolutely love, like more than the other things on their filmography.
I have some questions.
Mm-hmm.
Does this movie live up to the animation chops that prior Ghibli movies have had, or do you feel like the movie... I'm not sure how well-versed you are in Ghibli, but did the animation fucking blow your mind, or was it just kind of like, run-of-the-mill anime stuff?
It's hard to say, because I thought it looked great. You might think, like, okay, this is just typical Ghibli.
Typical Ghibli is, like, the best of the best, period. Like, the animation is insane.
It looks really great. It, like, heads and tails, but what's heads and shoulders? Is that the phrase?
Head and shoulders?
Yeah. It's above a lot of other anime projects, of course. If the animation looks great, and the Ghibli style is just something that is so good, like so nice to see. And I've actually never seen a Ghibli movie in theaters before this.
Really?
So that was also pretty cool. Yeah.
Well, they go all the time. Aren't there a bunch of Ghibli movies you haven't seen before?
I've seen a lot of the ones that people talk about, like Princess Mononoke and Spirited Away and Totoro and Howl's Moving Castle.
They tend to bring them to theaters a couple of days a month. You might want to check. You could go catch a couple more in theaters, and they're pretty worth watching for sure.
Yeah, I have heard, them coming, like, I think it was like fandom events. They bring them back every year.
Mm-hmm.
I've made plans to do it, but I just never followed through on those plans. But I will be eventually. So I will say The Boy and the Heron was an interesting watch. If you can take some more, not by the, like if you can watch a movie without having being led through it, then this will be a decent watch. But for me, who likes to hold on to something and understand what's happening, it's not my favorite.
Did the movie have any airplanes in it?
They were building airplanes.
I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Okay, so Mahito's father is like one of the heads of a corporation, and they bring in like airplane parts and that's why they're in the countryside partially, is that's where the factory is. So they bring in like these, like the glass casings that go over the head of the airplane, and they have to store them for a while. So, yeah.
It's so fucking funny because Miyazaki. You may not know this, but like Miyazaki's, I think it was his father, built airplanes during like the World War II time.
Yeah, and a lot of people are saying like this movie is almost like an autobiography. But I actually can talk more about it because the English title is The Boy and the Heron. The Japanese title translates to How Do You Live? And
a terrible
there
title.
is a reason why they call it How Do You Live, because it is mentioned in the movie, but I still don't understand. Like, I don't see the connection of why it's important that was the title, because eventually, like, while he's still living in the house in the countryside, he finds a book that has a written note in it from his mother, who was planning to give this book to him when he was older. So he starts reading it, and it's called How Do You Live? And this is a real book written in like the 30s. And he was really taken by it, and that was right before his little adventure starts. But I even read the synopsis of How Do You Live, and it does not really seem to connect to the events in the movie, at least from my perspective, and it doesn't really seem to connect to the theme of the movie. So I'm not entirely sure why it was chosen to that. But that was the reason why they called it How Do You Live? And they do, in this movie, they do have like cute little fantasy creatures that you can buy plushies of course. Like, you know how they had the suit monsters and like, what was that? Is that Spirited Away that had
Sprites.
the suit monsters? Suit Sprites? Is that Spirited
It started
Away?
in Princess. It started in Totoro, but they have them in Spirited Away too.
Right.
Yeah.
I figured it much because I was like, wait a minute, I saw it in Totoro too, so I was getting confused. So you have that, and then the little what you call them things in Princess Mononoke, the little like clattering
Kodamas.
heads. Yes. So they have those.
Damn, he's pulling out everything.
In this movie, they have the wade wade. I think that's how they say it.
Wade.
And they're basically like the spirits of children before they are born, and they're like these white little plushy monsters that kind of like fly through the air, and once they reach the world above, then they're born as children. So yeah, they have that. They have those. So look forward to seeing those plushies on sale at some point.
Probably gonna see him at the Ghibli Museum in March.
Maybe.
Probably gonna have him for sale. Well, the movie looks very Ghibli. I'm looking forward to seeing it tomorrow, and we'll see how it stacks up against the rest of the just like comically excellent Ghibli films.
Yeah, and one thing I can definitely say, it is a good-looking movie, and unfortunately, I just wanted something more concrete to enjoy.
I'm sure. I think Miyazaki's working on another movie now. I'm not sure they've announced it yet, but man, the guy's so old. It's just amazing he can do it at this point.
Honestly, it's really hypocritical of him to say that anime is trash, and yet he always comes back to it.
Yeah, he just can't let it go. He's a workaholic. He's 82. It's crazy. So I hope I can even like walk when I'm 82. So that's my goal. I want to be able to walk.
Does Miyazaki actually draw for the movies, do you think?
I think he does everything, pretty much. He's the writer and the director. And if you watch the documentaries of Studio Ghibli, he's like a slave driver. The guy's like brutal.
Yeah.
You know, he's a perfectionist. He just works day and night. And I'm pretty sure he does. For a lot of the movies, he did the screenplay. So he's doing the storyboards and all that. So he's usually pretty heavily involved. I can't speak to this movie because he's older than ever, and this movie's brand new, and I don't know much about it. But in the past, he's been like, you know, involved at every level pretty much. So.
Well, Pancake can put her headphones back on. I think we're done discussing.
All right, you can take your earmuffs off, Pancake. Here she comes.
I have a couple other things I've watched recently that we could talk about if you want. Unless we have no time, which is fine.
Depends on how much time you guys want to have for Birdie Wing.
I mean, I don't really have that many strong feelings about what I have been watching that I can talk about. I can just say, like, I've watched Vampire Hunter D recently, and that was so freaking good.
Why don't you pick your favorite of the three you have listed here?
In terms of what I can actually... I mean, it's been a while since I've watched them. So I don't know how much I can talk about them anyway.
Okay.
I also finished Genshiken for Anime Club. And it was an interesting watch just from the perspective of an otaku. Seeing all these people in an otaku club, basically, in college. But I would not say it was my favorite. Especially since it kind of dragged a little bit. But it was interesting.
It's so funny. I was trying to copy paste Genshiken into the browser so I could look at it on my anime list, and my motor skills are Not the best at the moment.
Gosh.
After this double
Did you just
old-fashioned.
have one old-fashioned?
It was pretty much a double or a triple. So.
Oh, and Pancake made it, didn't she?
I fucking did.
It was good. I bought a good bottle
Knocked
of
him
whiskey
off his
yesterday.
feet.
I wish alcohol wasn't so expensive. It sucks having to spend $50 on a decent bottle of alcohol, but.
I had blue juice.
What?
It's blue juice.
What the hell is that?
It's wine.
Wine? Yeah, the wine that you drink tastes like fucking Coca-Cola. It's so sweet.
Blue juice.
Oh my god. All right, well, why don't we go to the news break then? We can. You can save all these nuggets for later on. So.
Okay, our in-show weekly trivia question is this. What is the design of Aui's golf balls in the anime Birdie Wing?
Oh!
Why did you make that noise?
Because I know
make that noise?
I know everything about Birdie Wing. I'm an expert.
Well, you put down the answer, so I think you already know.
All right, we'll see you guys after the news break. Stay tuned. Birdie Wing coming up, so don't go anywhere.
See ya in a minute.
Hey, Anime Addicts, Mitsugi is here, and I'm bringing you your anime news break, starting off with some news from the staff of Anohana. There's an original movie being produced called Fureru. It's going to come out in the fall of 2024. So this was announced recently by Aniplex. It's going to have the director, screenwriter, and character designer of Anohana. So for those of you that are big fans of the 2011 anime, look out for that coming out from Studio Cloverworks sometime here in next year. Next up in the news, Wit Studio is adapting part 3 of Honzuki no Gekokujo, or Ascendance of a Bookworm. So if you're a fan of that property, that's going to be getting more content. It, of course, adapts Miya Kazuki's fantasy slice of life light novel, which was running from 2013 to 2017. It has 10 million copies in print, which is quite a lot. The anime series, produced by Aji Ado, aired in the 2019, 2020, and 2022. So there's quite a lot. A side story and an original video was bundled with that 20-second volume in March 2020. So if you're a fan of Sentence of a Bookworm, that's getting more content, so look out for that coming out here pretty soon. Also, the fairy tale creator Hiro Mashima, who, in my opinion, crashed and burned with that last thing he made, is now trying his hand at developing a video game. As an avid video game fan, Hiro Mashima, wants to, I guess, dip his toes into, Unreal Engine 5, making his own games. As it turns out, there are 2 entire seasons worth of videos chronicling his game development. So there's a lot of content online. You can actually watch it and see how things are going for Hiro Mashima and his quote-unquote game development journey. So fairly interesting. Go check it out on YouTube and on his channel. Next up, The Boy and the Heron makes anime history with a $10.6 million opening in the U.S. There wasn't really a whole lot of stuff in Japanese theaters this past weekend. And as a result, The Boy and the Heron has released to be the first anime movie ever to open at number 1 in the United States. This, of course, was supposedly Hayao Miyazaki's last movie, but probably not. Probably make more. This is now in 2,200 theaters across the U.S. And popularity in the theaters for anime has grown quite a lot lately, with Dragon Ball Super Broly, and One Piece film Red, and Dragon Ball Superhero, etc. And of course, the Ghibli films have been in theaters on and off for years now. So good on The Boy and the Heron, which continues to be a financial success worldwide. This is Mitsugi, and this was your anime news break. And now, as always, it's time to get back to the podcast. Oh, Christmas tree, oh, Christmas tree. I wonder if Santa got me that life-size Catgirl Persicom that I was wanting. What? Monopoly Moe Blob Edition? Oh, and Go to Jail has been replaced with the anime pit of hell. How cute. Well, maybe Santa and his elves will head over to AAApodcast.com/join, or maybe they'll head over to Patreon and spread a little Christmas cheer with a little bit of extra support for the podcast. Again, if you're listening, AAApodcast.com/join or Patreon. Happy holidays.
And now, great moments in Anime Addicts Anonymous history.
I have been watching Inuyasha. I'm getting into it. I mean, honestly, Kagome is way too fucking good.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Kagome is cooler and cuter than 90% of anime characters.
She's fucking tough as shit, too.
She's tough as shit. Her outfit kind of sucks. She maybe just draw something different on Kagome once in a while, because she's running around in this fucking skirt, and they're always hiking in the woods and shit, and she's gonna get her nice legs all torn up by these fucking tree branches and briar bushes and nettle and all this crap because you didn't want to give the girl some fucking pants. So I'm sorry, but thigh-high socks and a skirt doesn't quite cut it. She's not Sailor Moon. Put some fucking pants on her. She's cold, for God's sake.
I do kind of like Koga, the wolf demon.
He's the guy that Kagome needs to be with. He's so fast. She'd be like, "Oh, Koga, I'm the mother of your child. I need watermelon and pickles." And he's like, he's so fucking fast. Boom. That bitch is down the street to the 7-Eleven in 2 shakes of a wolf's tail, because that guy can run fucking fast. He's like Sonic. He can get anything Kagome needs in 2 damn seconds. He's gonna be running down the street, and he'll be running back, and he'll pass 16 girls he'll be holding watermelon and baby formula and all the shit that she doesn't need yet, and they'll be like, "See, I gotta get me a man like that." Yeah, that's right, Kagome. You need to get you some Koga. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey guys, welcome back. This is the voice of Keiji Tang, voice of Faust from Guilty Gear Strive, and Satoru Gojo from Jujutsu Kaisen. Welcome back, and happy listening to Anime Addicts Anonymous podcast.
When we left you, we had a trivia question. In the anime Birdie Wing, what is the design on Aoi's golf balls? Pancake?
Pac-Man.
If you didn't hear that, it's Pac-Man.
Pac-Man.
Pancake's still working on her radio announcing.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Go fuck yourself if you have a problem with it.
Oh, Jesus.
I'm still taken aback
Christ.
by the how hard you want to suck Koga's dick.
Koga's the fucking man. You got a fucking problem?
You were talking about how cool Kagome was.
She's
but
fucking
really,
cool and hot.
You wanted an excuse to talk about how big of a hard-on you have for Koga.
I got a hard-on for Kagome, so I got a hard-on for her.
No, not from that clip.
Oh, I tell you right now, Kagome is chef's kiss. She is almost unrivaled. She's up there. She's fucking up there. Okay?
The waifu wars would say otherwise, sadly.
Listen, Kagome, she's like a woman dealing with the trash pile of men in the modern day world. She's got random demons to pick from. They're all fucking trash, but one of them will be less trash than the others. And the answer to that question, boom, motherfucker, it's Koga.
It's not.
Koga
because
is the
she
least.
definitely
Oh
ends up
shit! Here she
fucking
comes, Pancake.
Inuyasha and has babies with him. So
What? She doesn't have babies with Inuyasha. Are you talking about Yashahime?
Mailbag.
yeah.
No, I thought we were doing Does Mitsugi's Mom Know?
Oh, right.
Which I didn't even know we were doing today, but fuck it, I'm drunk, I can wing it. Let's go. We can handle this. It's up to you, Caroline. Bring in our victim.
Wait, what? What do I have to do?
It's time for Does Mitsugi's Mom Know? The game show that pits Mitsugi's unassuming mother against anime's most basic questions. Now here are your hosts, the Anime Addicts. Whoa! It's time for Does Mitsugi's Mom Know?
Woo!
The game show where one of our unsuspecting listeners, who I'm not sure is paying attention, will have to guess whether or not my mom knows the answers to anime's most basic questions. And just as I said that, they came off mute. Lucky
Hello.
player, what is your name and
have
where are
some
you calling
respect.
from?
My name is Pring from the Discord, and I'm from the Great White North, Canada.
Ooh! Pring,
Canadian land.
Pring Meister.
Yeah,
you
the
at home.
Pringmeister.
I'm a little drunk today. How you doing? Are you feeling lucky today?
I'm feeling pretty good. You know, I've listened to a lot of the past Mitsugi Mom Knows games, and I had a strategy, but I realized that going in with a strategy never really works. So I'm kind of going to wing it, to be honest.
He's going to wing it.
But on Discord, you said you have a strategy. Is your strategy to have no strategy?
I actually do have a strategy, but I'm not sure if I'm going to use it or not. I might just throw it out the window and wing it, you know?
He's going to birdie wing it, if you will.
Exactly. I'm going to birdie wing it.
The good news is that almost no one wins this game for some reason, although it's really you really have a 40% chance to win, so you really should probably win sometimes, but that's the bad news. The good news is you're here with us today, and we're happy to have you.
Your mother defies logic, Mitz.
She does defy logic. She knows things that you would never expect. It's quite frightening. Well, so the rules of the game are I'm going to give you 5 questions if you make it that long, and you will have to guess whether or not my mother can answer these simple questions. Most anime fans can get them right because they're easy, but for her, not so easy sometimes. Pringmeister, are you ready to face the gauntlet that is my mother?
Oh, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's do this.
Oh, shit. Here he goes. Here's your first question. Thorfinn, Thors, and Askeladd are characters from what recent action-packed anime? We all know it's Vinland Saga, a recent favorite.
That she watched.
Oh!
She'll know.
Pancake coming in and like giving away the answers to the questions.
That's not an answer.
The fact that she watched it is kind of an answer, kind of giving it away.
No, it's not. She didn't know who Vegeta was when we were visiting.
Well, she hasn't seen Dragon Ball Z in 25 years.
Yeah, and she hasn't seen Vinland Saga in a year.
In fucking 2 months?
A year.
All right, you say. All right, what was your answer, Pringmeister?
I'm saying she'll know it. She knows.
Thorfinn, Thors, and It's gonna be hilarious if she misses characters from what recent action-packed anime?
What? Could you repeat those names? Oh wait, I know. Okay. Vinland Saga.
Oh.
I'm actually shocked.
Oh wow, Pancake coming in deep and helping out.
So.
Pancake with the assist.
Wow.
I'm just here for chaos.
Pancake's gonna have to be quiet for the rest of these questions.
No.
Oh, she says no. What about all? What about the other?
Silence the woman.
What about the 40 people before Pringmeister that fell to my mother's blade without any kind of assistance?
It was their fault for not coming on when I was on.
Oh wow.
Pancake, were you silent or were you silenced?
Neither.
One of us has a mute button.
You don't get the reference.
Oh, no.
I'm not good with quotes. Don't ever quote something.
All right. Listen. All right, ladies. Pringmeister's hot. Should we keep going?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
MF Ghost is a racing anime that is based on the story of what other racing anime from Mitsugi's childhood? Unless you've been living under a rock. You know the answer is initial D, baby! Will my mother know that?
I'm going to say she's going to get this one wrong. She's not going to know.
She's not going to know it's initial D.
No. She's going to, I don't know. Even if she does know, I think she's just going to like mess up and like say something else. That's just my gut feeling.
Oh, okay. Am I locking you in?
Yeah.
MF Ghost is a racing anime that is based on the story of what other racing anime from Mitsugi's childhood?
It would have to be GTO.
Was she thinking of GTA, you think?
I have no idea.
Grand Theft Auto and then crossed it over with
I don't have a fucking clue what she was thinking.
No, she's thinking of Onizuka on his motorcycle.
He is pretty cool.
He is cool.
He's fucking cool.
I haven't seen GTO.
Oh my god.
I know.
Straight to jail.
Straight to jail. Do not pass go.
Straight to jail.
Honorary point deduction.
Oh man, that hurt me.
I'll get to it. I'll watch it someday.
That hurt me. I want you to know you've done more damage to me. Just kidding. All right, are you ready for your third question?
Yeah, let's bring this home right now.
He's gonna try to fucking win this right now.
Listen, I'm gonna need you to simmer down, my friend.
Of course, Pancake gifts one of the answers.
Yip, 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 yip.
Oh, that's too soft. Let me play it again for you. Gon, the main character from Hunter x Hunter, primarily wears what color clothing? Pretty basic question. The answer is green.
I don't know. There's no way she'll get this. I don't think so. No chance.
No chance.
No chance.
No chance.
No
Wow.
chance of doing the clean sweep right now. 3 in a row.
No chance of her guessing the color.
She could guess green. That's true. But I don't know. I just don't see it happening.
Am I locking you in?
Yeah.
Why'd you have to take a sip in between the tension there, Mitsugi?
He's drunk.
Gon, the
I'm
main
not.
character from Hunter x Hunter, primarily wears what color clothing?
He wears camouflage.
Oh. Wow.
Why would she say that? That's not a color.
Let's go.
She was so close.
Oh, that's amazing.
Unfucking believable. Pring comes in from the Great White North and brings
slaps
heat.
his big dick on the table
Oh.
and says, "I will be taking the crown."
The cock's heat is enough to melt all the snow in Canada. How you like that?
Oh, I'm the champ. It's the best, you know?
Are you vibrating with power?
Oh, I'm feeling the power.
Oh,
Now,
good.
now, just because haters will hate and they will talk shit, I want to know if you would like to take on question 4 to show the world that you could have done it without
How
Pancake.
big your dick is? Go.
Can he do
will
a
get-
100% on this?
I could go 100% for sure.
Oh, he's
Let's rock and roll.
you think you can go 100%?
Oh yeah.
Oh, you're
definitely.
going the distance.
I'm going the distance.
Oh, okay, here we go. Within 2 years, how many years did it take to complete the anime Attack on Titan from start to finish? How many years was it? Like a million?
10?
Which
10, she
she
says.
won't,
10.
she won't know.
She won't know.
She won't
But
know.
you do have a fair amount of wiggle room there on the year to guess it.
Some good whiskey.
I'm still gonna say she doesn't know.
She doesn't know. I'm not going to delay. Within 2 years, how many years did it take to complete the anime Attack on Titan from start to finish?
Within 2 years. 8.
Oh, no. That is... Oh, you said you were going to go all the way.
You
That-
didn't go
well,
all the
you
way.
You can't win them all.
Is your
You
big
know?
dick
Okay.
feeling a little flaccid now? Okay. You have one more chance. You want to try the number 5?
I'll try number 5.
All right, big guy, let's go. In honor of our upcoming Naruto trivia throwdown, Naruto is a ninja with what color hair?
Oh, jeez.
Camouflage.
Camouflage.
Camouflage, yeah.
Mohawk blue.
I'm gonna say she doesn't know it. She
She
doesn't
does
know.
not know.
No.
Am I locking you in?
Oh, yeah, I'm locked in.
Oh, he's
Ready to
so
go.
fucking locked in. In honor of our upcoming Naruto trivia throwdown, Naruto is a ninja with what color hair?
I'm trying to visualize Naruto. Yellow.
Oh.
Betsy. Man, you got so excited over the win, you just let it
She
loose.
just stomped your ass at the end.
She said,
She was
"Oh,
like,
you
I don't
think you
care if
can
you
take
technically
it?"
win.
She took you
I'm
over
gonna
her
win.
knee, spanked your bottom, and then cut you in half.
You got a spanking from my mother.
You got spanked.
You better keep your hands to yourself, man.
Hey, I won. I got 3 in a row, and then
You did.
You did.
You did. You're a winner. Listen, you're a winner.
Even Betsy says, stomped you in the chat.
You're a winner, and I will reach out to you after the podcast to give you your prize. So I do appreciate you being on the show today. I didn't even know we were doing this today. So
I'm glad I was on the Birdie Wing episode because Birdie Wing's the best anime out there.
Oh my
Go
God.
back to jail.
I gave it a 10 out of 10. It's so
10
good.
out of 10, he says.
It's
Back
that
to
good.
jail.
This anime is 10 under par.
Can Pring stay,
It's so
can Pring
magical.
stay for the review?
No, he can't
Oh,
stay.
no, I can't stay. But I'd love to, but
All
I
right,
got
well,
a busy schedule.
I appreciate you you taking time out of your busy schedule to be on the podcast today. I will contact you after the show to give you your prize. But until then, thanks for being on the show, and thanks for contributing and being a great fan.
Thanks for having me. It was a pleasure.
All right, we'll see you later.
Yeah, and he even bet himself on the
Bye,
Discord.
Preen.
I did bet
won
on
twice
myself.
today.
All right, you're a
Congrats.
double fucking winner. See you later.
Bye.
Yeah.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
All right.
What a game that was. What a game.
Yes, indeed. What a game. We are back.
Right.
Pancake coming in with the assist.
I wouldn't even say it was.
Controversy spills forth from the world. It's time for mailbags.
It's time for an almighty anime mailbag. Anime. Anime. Anime.
Mailbag.
If you want to submit a mailbag, you can do so at AAApodcast.com. Click on the mailbag button like Sebastian H. did. Would you, all three, do reaction videos? Each season, you guys would pick one show, watch the episode together after the podcast, asking for a friend, sorry for my English, and I will contribute to your podcast once I finish paying to my debts. Happy holidays for you all. You don't have to. If you have debts to pay, don't worry so much about it.
No, man. Like, and your English is probably better than my whatever other language ever. Okay, never apologize for your English. I'm the dumbass that can barely speak English itself.
But thanks for the question. Yeah, I would be up for that too.
What the hell was this question? So,
catch up.
Yeah, it's all this whiskey. I was giving Pring his prize. Okay, so about the reaction videos. Yeah, we've done this in the past. We did it for Dr. Stone. We did it for Attack on Titan for a while. It could be done, but it would be instead of after parties. I don't think we can handle any more extra content. So. But I could see us covering some like reactions to some stuff, or even live watching some stuff instead of an after party. Like, let's do.
That could even be a main topic here and there.
Let's do an after party, but rather than really do it, let's just watch an episode of Shangri-La Frontier or whatever.
Anime and chill.
Anime and chill, like a Vil.
Maybe it could be like every once in a while we watch the first episode of the show we are reviewing the next week. Then we can get like our pre-opinions.
Mayhaps.
When whiskey is so just golden pretty in a glass, how can you not drink it?
Because it is like, it's not good. It's like hairspray.
What?
I think it tastes like hairspray.
I think it tastes delicious.
I like whiskey.
All right. Raggedy Doctor writes, Hey, AAA. Much to Mitsugi's dismay, most sports anime are not about the sports themselves. However, many anime are not about the sports that are not about sports have successfully used the tropes and themes of the sports genre to make entertaining or popular shows. Example, Food Wars, Kakegurui, Hikaru no Go, whatever. Chihayafudu. What? Are you saying Chihayafudu is not a sport? Wow. Are you kidding?
It's a card game.
How could you do this to yourself, Raggedy Doctor? You've opened yourself to a door of pain and suffering on the Discord, claiming that Chihayafudu is not a sport? Pancake, what do you have to say about this?
Look, I'm not getting involved in the Discord.
All right, you're done.
Dismay.
Caroline, what do you think about this?
I don't think
really have
cards
much of an
is a
opinion
sport.
Wow.
Card slapping is not a sport.
Are you sure?
Card slapping is not a
Okay.
sport.
With this in mind, what non-sports activity or subject matter do you think would make for a good anime if it was treated like a sports show? Thanks for all the years of entertainment. I'll be thanking you in 20 years for my knee replacement, Raggedy Doctor. Oh shit. What? I think food truck hunting. I want an anime where foodies go and try to find all the food trucks in the city.
How would you quantify that in terms of points?
I don't know.
It could be a food truck anime about a group that are I don't know, a barbecue food truck, and they're trying to be the best barbecue food truck in Japan.
Food
and they
trucks.
Go to all these like events. That could be fun.
Food trucks are fucking awesome.
Like competitive eating?
Ew, no.
Like what's that fucking guy that eats all the hot dogs? Chestnut, Joey Chestnut.
Yeah. No. I saw a video where they showed what it looks like in his stomach when he eats it and how. Nope.
What if you just like, oh, here's a food truck, and you go and you sit down, you have your food, and you're like, oh, that's a 8 out of 10, right? Everybody rates it. You get a score. It'd be like Food Wars, where they're all having orgasms while they eat their food. It's so good, except it's food trucks. I don't know, whatever.
But they'd have to be, maybe it's a group, like a girl and a guy, or like a group of girls, and they like want to go and perfect, like they drive all over Japan, and they want to perfect like each prefecture's like cuisine, and then they have like this like all around Japan food truck, and then they try to like go to different countries and like be the best food truck in each region. That would be a cool anime. I'd watch that.
What was your answer, Caroline?
I think that we need a show that is like the sports version of couponing, like Extreme Couponers. Have you ever seen that show? And like a bunch of people, like they go to the grocery store, like they see each other and like they recognize the fact that they are both extreme couponers, and they try to beat each other in their savings.
Wow, that's Pancake's future.
I'm really good at saving. I would watch that, I guess.
Do you guys watch Extreme Couponers at all?
No. My
better
trash
start,
TV
girl.
show is 90 Day Fiancé.
Oh
I love
my
dumb
God.
people.
You love dumb people?
A lot of time they're just being fucking dumb.
I just like at the end of an Extreme Couponers episode, they'll be like, for the price of $20, so-and-so got $400 worth of savings. That includes 30 bottles of toothpaste, 100 bags of dog food, etc.
Jesus.
And they might not even have a dog.
I think something like America's Next Top Model would be a cool anime. I was always into that shit growing up with my mom, so I would like to see that. And
I watched that a lot. And then I watched America's Next Top Model like in the last few years with my sisters, and we were like, this is the most toxic environment you could wish for.
100%.
Tyra Banks is an
bitch.
asshole.
Is a big old C spot. Anyway, but yeah, I think that would
Perhaps
be
we
cool.
should
An
move on.
anime, American's Next Top Model, but like, I don't know, something like that. That'd be fun.
Pringmeister has foregone his prize from Does Mitsugi's mom know, but has claimed for himself a nice new color in his text from the Discord, as he is now
He didn't want a prize?
He didn't want a prize, but he wanted the title, Mitsugi's
He did it
mom
for the
champion.
glory.
Oh.
As I struggle to type text to him because I have been drinking. I can't wait to shoot
You
pool.
can always message him later when you're not.
I pulled it off. Look, I just can't wait to shoot pool on Tuesday and drink while I'm shooting pool.
Did he join the Kingdom of Breakfast Food? Is he
He
my
did not.
color now?
No, he did not.
Nobody wants to be in my kingdom.
No, it's your kingdom only.
I thought that it was just reserved for people with the nickname that it was food related.
No, my army.
Listen.
Right now it's just you and Muffin.
Yeah.
Muffin. I love that
Dumbledore's
kid.
army is hurting.
Hey Muffin, what's up? Look, you guys might not know this about Mitz, but come to Denver, come to Knoxville, wherever I'm living, shoot pool with me, and I'll buy all your drinks. How about that? It's pretty fair. Nobody wants to shoot pool anymore. I love shooting pool. So hit me up on Discord. Birdie Wing Season 2. Oh my God. The review picked by the listeners and listeners' choice in our recent extra poll that we did because most of the anime we picked have 2 cores, and so we needed some reviews. The Twitch is psyched. Arriving in Japan, the underground golfer Eve wants nothing more than to play a match against Aoi Awamashi and her fucking Pac-Man golf balls. Whatever, she's the innocent tyrant, the prodigy that caught her eye. However, the girls wishing to finally settle the score on who is the better golfer will have to wait until the conclusion of the All Japan Girls High School Gold Doubles Championship. Now competing together for the Raijo Girls Academy's golf team, Eve and Aoi decide to work together to claim the win for themselves. Let massive soap opera drama and just nonsense ensue. At a chance to defeating more of their opponents, both girls must find a way to further develop their golfing styles. Wow. Director Takayuki Inagaki of Rosario plus Vampire and Birdie Wing Season 1 from the acclaimed Bandai Namco company in original anime. Woo! We watched this on Crunchyroll.
We sure did.
We sure did. Caroline, what were your expectations coming into Birdie Wing Season 2? Were you fucking amped?
I was intrigued.
I knew it.
I was expecting more Birdie Wing. It wasn't going to change all of a sudden. But based on Discord reaction, I was expecting it to be fairly entertaining. Oh, you got a poster of the Boy in the Heron.
I got a fucking poster, Boy in the Heron. I stole it
from
the fucking theater. They had like 100 of them.
Oh, cool. I didn't get anything like that. Anyway, so based on the reaction from the Discord that was just begging anybody who was anybody to watch it for some unknown reason, I was like, what is it about this season that was making them go all wild and crazy? So I was expecting it to be a little more over the top, I suppose.
You thought it was going to be more over the top?
Yeah.
Like Sylvester Stallone in the movie Over the Top?
I don't know. I've never seen it.
Neither is Pancake. It's an arm wrestling movie with Sylvester Stallone. It's fucking awesome. He's got an arm wrestling machine in his semi truck, and he just does this all day.
I don't know if it's any better than Birdie Wing, though.
Over the Top is definitely better than Birdie Wing. Pancake, expectations, Birdie Wing, Season 2.
I had super high expectations.
You did?
Yeah, as you know, that Birdie Wing Season 1 was one of my favorite animes I've ever seen.
You fucking liar. Usotsuki.
No, I'm serious.
Kimi wa Choutsuki.
I'm telling the truth. I'm not a liar.
Osoka.
Okay, I am lying. I had no expectations because, honestly, I tried to block out everything that happened in Season 1 because it was fucking trash.
Oh, you guys are such haters. Haterade.
I'm not a hater.
You are.
I tried to like it. I can't help that they can't write good characters.
I got a question for you. I have a question for you.
I have an answer for you.
Are you and I married?
Yes.
Does anybody know you better than I do?
No.
You're a fucking hater, girl.
I'm not a hater.
What do you want me to say?
I'm not a fucking hater.
Oh, well, you are. It's okay, though.
Okay, I'll remember that later.
We're going to watch Jujutsu Kaisen tonight. It'll be dope.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
Okay. For me, I just expected more Birdie Wing. I mean, the Discord was like sucking this anime's dick pretty hard. Like, oh, it's so good. Oh my God, Season 2. And I'm thinking, okay, maybe it is better. I'm kind of intrigued. But I didn't expect it to be that much better. I just figured it would be the same. So, now, that said, Caroline, would you recommend Birdie Wing Season 2?
I would recommend Season 2 if you liked Season 1. If you did not like Season 1, then you'll really not like Season 2.
Oh.
I found it fairly entertaining in a way that it was pretty silly. And yet you wonder just how far it will go with its silliness. So by the end of the first 2 episodes, 4 golfers have fainted for one reason or another. I don't think if you were to watch the Masters tournament, I don't think you'll ever see anybody just faint, let alone 4 golfers faint within 2 days.
Never. It never happened before in the history of golf.
Yes. And apparently, based on Birdie Wing, swinging a golf club in a certain way will unlock your whole backstory that was blocked by amnesia for 7 years.
What?
Such revelations.
What?
And yet, you'll find out that your identity and your rival's identity is shaken to its core. That is where Birdie Wing is peak. It is ridiculous and not at all what golf is, but I appreciated it for its turn off your brain and laugh at it quality. Like, I don't specifically remember all my thoughts from Season 1, because actually I kind of don't remember a lot of what happened in Season 1, but I remember it being just okay, And the soap opera quality of season 2 made me a little more entertained than I was. And there you have it.
And there it is.
Well, that it is.
I was looking for it. Pancake, what were your thoughts? Would you recommend this?
So, I actually would recommend this.
Oh my god!
No way!
Simmer down, child. I would recommend this. It's for the average anime watcher that's, gobbling up anime like in 3 days or one sitting. I would. It's easy to watch. The drama is pretty shallow and easy to follow. You can pretty much see everything coming, but it's one of those where you just sit there, turn your brain off, and say, yep, this is happening. This is what I'm watching.
That's all you got?
That's all I got. I mean, for a spoiler-free kind of recommendation, yeah.
All right. Well, for me, I assumed that when people said they liked this better, that meant it had more golf in it. Because season 1 didn't have that much golf, honestly. It was a lot of side tangent bullshit.
Homie.
VR games and, like, girls love and all this. Like, anything to not play golf. I don't know, whatever. Season 2, I thought, okay, people like it more. It must mean it's got some cool golf in it, Something
Nobody
spicy.
cares about the golf.
I don't know why you assume that.
It's
if
a
you
fucking
are
sports
raving about
anime.
something, then it's probably on Discord. If they're raving about it, it's probably because it's even more ridiculous than it was.
My biggest problem with season 2 is that they spent most of it playing golf, but the golf is depicted in a way that the animation studio seems to think that they seem to have proved that they have no fucking clue what golf is like. Here's how this game's golf goes. Eve takes a 290-yard tee shot, which, by the way, is 10 yards longer than the longest average drive of professional women's golfers today, which makes that highly unlikely because she's 15. Not the biggest complaint, but Eve is not driving the ball 290 yards. Just suck my dick. It's not happening. She drives the ball perfectly down the fairway, makes an unbelievable approach shot about 3 yards from the fucking pin, from hitting it in on the green, makes an easy putt for birdie. That's basically this whole fucking show. But there's so many problems. Like, what about the variations in approach shot? What about hitting the ball into the fairway off of the tee? What about chipping the ball into the fucking bunker? What about having to actually do a chip shot from the fringe? What about, reading the slope of the green and having to putt the ball? What about hitting the ball into a water hazard? They just skip all this shit. There's no nuance into the golf. What?
The show is not about golf. It's a soap opera involving two 15-year-old girls. Sadly, we won't get a real golf anime because that is not how anime works.
Are you gonna cry?
No.
You sound like you're about to cry.
I'm not, actually.
I'm about to cry because the travesty that is this depiction of golf is so fucking poor. There is literally no interesting golf in this anime because it's all just tee shots, perfect approach shots to the green, and putts in. You barely even see a person miss a putt in this fucking anime.
They are the blessed children by God to become the best golfers to one day save the world. We're just not that far in the anime yet.
Interesting. My other complaint is that they tend to skip entire chunks of like course play in this anime. Like there was one point where Aoi went from -4 to -11 like instantly, and they just skip like half an entire day of golf during a tournament. There was a point where Eve hits the ball into the bunker, and they made it real dramatic, like, oh my god, what's she gonna do? And then they just skip it. They don't even show the recovery shot from the bunker. They just go on to the next hole.
I agree.
They just don't even give a damn about the fucking golf in this anime at all.
I wish they'd.
Oftentimes when they bring up like the rivals in their whatever golf tournament they're in, like they'll bring them up. They'll do like preliminary, like trying to defeat them in the in their golf hits. I don't know how you phrase that. Anyway, but they don't even show you like the finish of that rivalry within that game. They just show you like, oh, they won. It just feels so cheap.
It would have been nice if they did a little bit between each like hole, or showed a montage with like the little standings where they'd like tick up and down, and maybe like show on the side like the hole that they're doing or something. It would have been nice if they didn't just pop around to these like 1v1 games or to these tournaments and only spend like half an episode on it. It would have been nice to spend like 3 or 4 episodes on a tournament and like go through the tournament and like the interpersonal relationships a little bit more. But that's not what we fucking got. We got this like, we got this like snippet on one hole where they basically shoot it right up to the green and then they have to put it in. And while they're walking over, they're thinking about their fucking dad or some shit. And it's like got them all worked up, and then that's it, or somebody fucking faints. Like,
golf is a very mental game.
I get that, but it would have been nice if it were a little bit more like if they did one tournament this season and they went through it like the days and had a little bit more character and a little bit more interpersonal, because the soap opera-ness could have been so much better, because it was like, have we hit the spoiler thing yet?
Not yet.
Will you hit the spoiler thing?
No.
Why?
Because you know, something else got missed in this whole exchange. Lady Emery coming in hot on the Twitch, saying that Mitz picked this anime due to a tie. Mitz wanted to watch Riding Bean. Okay, Mitz nominated Riding Bean.
I gave you the opportunity to forego the whole poll in the first place.
Listen,
if you wanted to watch something in particular instead of taking a poll.
Listen, I'm very democratic, but my choices were watching girl idols fucking do girl idol bullshit or watch golf. And I pick golf every time because I'm done with girl idols. I never want to watch another idol girl anime again. So when Lady Emery comes in hot on the Twitch saying Mitz picked Birdie Wing, just remember, Mitz was picking between Birdie Wing and fucking Moe Idols and Bang Dream bullshit blah blah blah. And I'm always going to pick the sports anime because, god damn it, I'm a man and I have a penis. So that's the facts right there. You want spoilers?
Yeah, hit the spoiler thingy.
Oh, you guys are such like whiny little.
I am a whiny baby. Get over it.
I'm a whiny little baby.
Oh my god!
So
there she comes. She's gonna come in all hot now. Come on, Maverick, land the plane.
Are you trying to fucking fight?
Yeah, let's go.
I will break you.
You won't.
So, shut up.
I have more strength in my right bicep than you have in your lower body.
Okay, I'm just going to talk now.
Let's go.
Shut up. So, there was so much drama that they would just be like obsessing over for the whole episode, and then they would just like fucking move on. Like Eve was like, oh, I got my memories back. My parents were killed in a cruise ship accident. Oh, and then it was like, okay, I found that out. Let's just move on with my life.
Eve
no
literally,
character development.
Let
me just be fucking shitty and abrasive forever. I'm not even going to think about my parents, who seemed like actually good stand-up people. Remembering all that shit about my parents isn't going to change my demeanor at all. Nope. I'm just going to move on. Oh, by the way, bitch, owie, your dad's not your dad. Peace. I'm going back to wherever the fuck I came from.
What is the point?
What the hell was that? Like, she's supposedly one of your closest friends and rivals, and you care about her. So, and I understand you want to tell her the truth, but you're literally going like, I found out who my father was, and he goes by the name of Kazuhiko, and she goes, that's my father's name, so that means we're sisters. And she's like, sisters? No,
that won't stop me.
My father said I am his only daughter. So take that as what you will. How about you talk to your coach, who seems to care about you a lot?
Okay, and we all know what's going on.
She just destroys her entire perspective of her entire identity.
Eve wants...
And Aoi is like, that sucks. Guess I'm going to go play golf. You're not even going to, like, explore that? Like, there was there was a soap opera, but the soap and the opera were like very separated. Like there was no build up. It was just like, here's this huge thing. Let's just move past it now. On to the next plot line.
Well, it's an outrageous backstory to begin with. A cruise ship crashes, and 5-year-old Aoi washes up on shore with no life vest or anything as the sole survivor.
Yeah, exactly. Like,
seriously,
you're not gonna look into the cruise. Like, did Aoi's mom cause that to happen? Like, where's all the backstabbing and interpersonal bullshit that I want from a soap opera? If you're going to be a soap opera about golf, do that. Don't just throw all these huge plot points.
The problem with this is that most people that listen to this will say, well, you're watching the anime for the wrong reason. It's more of like, I watch it for the stupid drama or something.
No, that's what I'm saying.
But that's what the response is.
I would have been fine if it had the stupid drama. But they did not spend enough time on the stupid drama. They would just say, here's some more stupid drama to put on top of that drama, but nobody's actually talking about it. Nobody's actually following these plot lines. Like, they're just moving on.
Trash heap.
Yeah, it's a dumpster fire.
So the anime is about two girls that are both trying to be the best. They both think that they're sisters at one point because their parents are trash, basically, and so the mother. What the fuck happens? The mother, they raise Aoi as if it's their child, but it really isn't, and she finds out later who her real father is, but they think they're siblings, and then they think they're not siblings, but then they're. The thing that got me in this whole thing was that I didn't give two fucking shits about the backstories because it was so utterly stupid that like I don't care. I'm just here for the golf, honestly. But I just couldn't get my head around how they kept inserting artificial drama into the story. Like, why do Eve and Aoi have to be sick or injured all the fucking time?
Everything's dire 100% of the time.
And then they have
and then they always win, even though there's dire circumstances, they always win. They're always perfect.
And the response from the Discord will be, well, you're taking the anime too seriously. Oh, or the anime is just stupid. You should watch it for the melodrama or whatever. But, like, that's not why I watch anime. I'm not here for silly bullshit. I wanted to watch real golf. So
I don't think everybody's going to think that.
I heard it 4 times last night.
Okay.
So, it's just, that's just...
Your sample size is small.
It's very small. It is.
I think it's an easy show to watch if you just turn your brain off and you're like, this is fine. But if you want actual story, which I think a lot of people do, are going to get irritated because they're like, are you not going to do anything with these plot points? Are you not going to do... Okay, so Aoi and Eve, have all this trauma and all this stuff they're finding out about themselves. They're going to be annoyed that they don't ever explore it. They don't grow from it.
I was annoyed that Aoi and Eve never get to play each other in golf. At the end of the...
It really builds up to what felt like nothing. Because here's, the pacing of this show was fine up until, episode 9 or 10. And then they were like, let's sprint to the end. And I expected it to go like this. I expected Eve and Aoi to become pros and do their respective tournaments by the end of the show. And we're like, now we're on the national stage. Next season, we are going to do our long-awaited tournament. That's what they've been working towards. Season 3, that's what I thought. Especially when they are down to their weakest points. Aoi's sick, and Eve blew up her muscles for no reason. So now getting a training arc, and then they're going to work towards that final tournament at the end of season 3. That's what I thought it was going to be. But no, the last 2 episodes were like, let's do a training montage in 5 seconds. And then they go into the tournament. Aoi can't finish the tournament, so Eve finishes anyway, and then the last, minute of the show shows them 3 years later finally going to start their tournament, and then it's ending. And then it's done. I don't think there's going to be another season.
They sprinted and closed the book way too quick. It would have been better if they finished the tournament where they were doing doubles, and then Eve goes back to wherever the fuck, figures out all the mafia shit, all of that stuff, right? And then they show Aoi and Eve side by side in their respective tournaments to go pro, and then the following season be about playing pro.
listen, there are a lot of people out there that seem to be satisfied with watching anime that have absolutely no story, and they make no attempt at having a coherent story whatsoever. And this is one of those, and I'll give you an example of what just perfectly encapsulates what an utter sack of dog trash this anime story is. 14 fucking episodes of building up to Aoi's illness, which, by the way, they mischaracterized like 4 different times in this anime.
Yeah.
TSC or whatever isn't 1 in a million. It's 1 in like 4,000. I looked it up. It's not life-threatening whatsoever. People with it live a full fucking life. Go Google.
And yet, Amuro is like, I am the longest living person with this disease. He's barely pushing 40 years old. Are you kidding?
He's a pick-me.
Literally, Bandai Namco decided that he was going to have this illness, and then they didn't even spend 30 fucking seconds to Google anything about this illness, so they get everything about it wrong.
But choose, why couldn't they have just made up a disease? Nobody would have faulted that. It happens all the time.
They shouldn't have named it.
Why couldn't they have just had chronic migraines?
They shouldn't have named the illness, but that's not my point. The point is, this anime is so badly thought out that after 12 episodes of building up Eve's passing out and all this bullshit, at the very end she can't finish the course because she fucking blacks out on the field. She literally collapses on her face in the middle of the fairway because she's so sick she can't walk.
You mean Aoi?
Well, Aoi, yeah. 8 hours later, she's going to carry Eve's golf bag 18 holes of golf as a caddy?
Yes.
Are you fucking kidding? The anime doesn't give a shit about itself at all. It's just trash.
Her dad is in a wheelchair, and she's caddying for another golfer.
Use a fucking golf cart or something.
Bedridden and wheelchair
bound.
For the
miracle recovery.
Of the season. It's just insane.
The studio just didn't care. The story is a total punt. They were just like, this story is a disaster. We don't know how to resolve it. So we're just going to have Aoi, who's on her deathbed, carry a 40-pound golf bag for fucking 6 hours or whatever because she has to do the final round of golf with Eve because they're in love or whatever. I don't know. Fuck.
Meanwhile, I don't think that Aoi is as effective as Saotome as trying to give insight on the course and their opponent and all that. Saotome is one of the only interesting people in the show in that she is kind of cool when she does her job of analyzing the course, I thought.
Yeah, I wanted more of that kind of interplay, throughout the course, the caddy and the golfer back and forth through the course, how they're going to win, how they're going to do XYZ. But no, we didn't get a whole lot of that.
I just don't understand how there are still people out there that can interact in a discussion and a debate about an anime that is so obviously a disaster that they just simply watch anime, but they don't even care if there's a coherent narrative at all. It's like, fuck it. She was on her deathbed. Now she's carrying a 50-pound golf bag for half a day, but I'm just going to buy it because I've given up on real stories. I don't understand. I can't wrap my head around, the rationale there, but, come on, people. Give me a fucking break.
I feel like it's just stupid enough that you can make fun of it and still, that's the enjoyment, Mitzi.
Yeah, but my problem is that,
I know you don't find it enjoyable, but that's the enjoyment for some people.
People will like it because it's easy to watch.
But there's lots of anime that are easy to watch. It's anime. It's not exactly rocket science most of the time.
Yeah, but the thing is watching a show like Birdie Wing versus watching a show like, I don't know, Pluto is very different because Pluto's this very thought out story, and when you go in that it's a thought out story. Birdie Wing is just a, throwaway, easy to throw on in the background, kind of watch it, half watch it. You can answer texts even while you're watching this fucking show.
And yet it still gives you opportunity to go, what the fuck?
But
because that happened to me several times in this show. I'm like, what am I even watching?
But let me ask you a question.
And you just wonder how far it's going to go.
I gotta ask this question. If the anime is so just a nothing burger that I can literally watch text on my phone and fuck off while I'm watching it, it's not good. Are we really going to say
it may not be a good show, but it may be enjoyable.
The anime is
good and enjoyable are not the same thing.
Oh, geez, the anime is so great that I can fuck around on my phone while I'm watching it and not even really pay attention, but that makes it great.
Well, I mean, honestly,
some people
my brain was
that
starting
for
to
the
hurt.
escape.
Listen, Mitz, my brain was starting to hurt when I was watching The Boy and the Heron because it is a little more cerebral and requires you to think.
I'm not saying it's got to be cerebral.
I don't want to.
It doesn't need to be cerebral. It just needs to not be. Listen, it needs to not have the same fucking drive animations 43 times every single time.
And that's what all magical girl shows do. But we're not going to tell magical girl shows to change.
I don't think magical girls don't transform every 30 seconds.
Yes, well, they transform every episode, and that's basically what this is.
Okay. Well.
Okay, so I'm not. We've already discussed that you don't like it for what it is. It's fine.
Well, it's a bad sports anime. Listen, I would just. I don't want to sound misogynistic because it's not my intent. But like, it seems like every time I watch a sports anime with girls in it, they fucking suck. Name the last sports anime with all girls that was good.
And I agree. Keijo's the best one.
It's not a sport. It's bumping asses together. If anything, it's
a fake sport.
If anything, it's what is the word? Objectifying women. If anything, I'm gonna bounce my tits and ass against each other to knock you off the platform. I'm just trying to figure it out. Like I have never seen a sports anime with all women that was good. I don't know why Japan can't figure it out.
There really isn't any, and I don't think that is I think that is fairly believed across the board from anime viewers and all that. I'm not saying that this is the greatest sports anime ever. I'm not even saying it's a good sports anime. I'm not even sure if it is a sports anime. But you know what it is? It's melodramatic and stupid and silly and kind of funny.
Yep. It's a soap opera centered around two 15-year-olds playing golf. That's
and
it.
giving their golf swings superpower nicknames and all that.
Yep.
They don't even try though in this. Like Eve recovers half her childhood half of her total memories, and she doesn't change at all.
Yeah.
Why even bother?
Because Eve is not a great character. Neither is Aoi, to be honest. So yeah, we kind of would have wanted some interesting character development.
The characters, yes, I think the characters bring this anime down even further. It would have been better if it were more about the caddies, but parents, all of them trash. Two main girls suck for different reasons. Like, Eve is abrasive and never grows the fuck up and never learns a damn thing the whole anime. And then Aoi's fake as fuck, just like doing whatever she's told.
She looks good in a skirt. They made that very apparent. Every opening.
Yeah, and the penis slide opening.
Penis slide. Listen, I have a question. We've now casted off the characters. They both suck. You just said it. The golf sucks. I already said it. I've watched a ton of golf. I know what golf is. This is not golf. The story's trash. It makes no sense. They don't care. Nothing's coherent. The disease is made up. They fuck that up. They fuck up the memories. They fuck everything. What is left? You've now casted off the characters, the golf, and the story.
Mitsugi,
it's easy to watch.
Spell it out.
That's
it is good because it's stupid. It's good because it's stupid and dumb and bad. It's good because it's bad.
I could watch the dub Shin-chan if I wanted stupid stuff.
And yet this is more entertaining than Shin-chan. It is dumb, stupid, bad entertainment for some people. Not for everyone, but for some people.
It's tough to beat the ass dance, to be honest with you.
It is tough. Anyway, so what to talk about? Yeah, so Aoi it's so annoying. Like, she got her pro golf life set out for her. This is what she wanted. Not just what her family wanted, of course, but what she wanted too. And then she cannot stop complaining about it. Yes, she is 15, but this is now literally your job to do interviews and commercials. I would be hard-pressed to say that is a hard thing to do. Yeah. And yet every time she walks onto the screen, she's like, oh my god, another day of interviews. Ugh, my goodness.
I wish I could be.
She does it every time.
If I knew somebody like that, I would not be friends with them very long because it's like, my life is so hard. I'm a pro golfer and I'm 15 and I have brand deals and I gotta go have an interview done and then I gotta go sign autographs and be on TV. Woe is me. Like, go fuck yourself. Be fucking for real.
I just think that I'd love to be paid $50,000 to hold a bottle of like call piss on fucking TV and be like, look how delicious my soda is. It's so good. Call piss is a drink in Japan.
Call piss?
Sounds like cow piss. Sounds like cow piss, but it's call
really
piss. CALPIS. It's pretty good.
Give me that call piss, baby.
It's like Gatorade, sort of, with more of a citrus flavor.
I will say I was very excited because when I was first started watching the first couple episodes, and I was messaging the chat I have with Pancake and Lady Emery talking about it, I just threw out like a random theory, like a fan theory. I did not even expect it to be true. By the second episode, I was able to guess a hunch that Aoi was the coach's and her mother's affair baby. Just based on like one or two glances between the coach and the mom, and how the coach called Aoi by her first name and all that. I'm like, what?
All right,
if?
Sherlock.
And I was right.
I can never pick up on shit like that. I'm always oblivious to the last second.
I think it's like my favorite game though, because Mitz and I will be watching something and I'll tell him the end, and then at the end he's like
stunned. Nobody can. Your face does not have audio. Just so you know.
I know.
I wish you could have seen that face.
I did come up with like a follow-up hunch idea that I think would have actually been logical and good for the show to include. That the Amawashi family had set up the ship to sink to kill Kazuhiko, Eleanor, and Eve to prevent like their secret affair getting out, and to prevent like the idea of Aoi not being his biological child.
And technically, Eve being the heir to like 2 or 3 golfing mafia empire things.
So stupid, Christ. I've given up on life. Honestly.
Who would have guessed that not
her
only
mom and
does
dad
the
were
golf...
Romeo and Juliet because they were like rivaling golf, whatever the fucks. And then what's her nuts? Aoi's mom is the daughter of another big golf company. So that would technically make Eve, the heiress of all 3.
And yes, she has the most insufferable personality on Earth that will destroy all of these companies.
And doesn't own a hairbrush.
Eve is so fucking stupid. She just never changes. It's just like, oh, I have massive tendonitis. I'm going to destroy my body. And she's like, I don't care. Some candles burn fast. It's like, you're 15.
Yeah, and like
You're
she's
15.
risking it all. She's risking everything.
Jesus,
like her entire
so
golf
stupid.
career to beat a girl that's not Aoi. Like that is the only situation I could possibly think of that she would throw away her ability to play golf. That is what she's striving to do, is just play Aoi, and she's risking everything. Plus the fact that she was already like bandaged up like a mummy with all of these bandages around her arms and her legs, around her elbows and her knees. Tell me how that does not affect your golf swing.
It does. It makes you shatter solid metal.
Yeah. The golf club shatters.
Like, and she's talking to the golf club like, you took the brunt of the force from me, and it just crumbles from her fingers.
People, listen. There is an illness called golfer's elbow. It's basically just tendonitis from repeated motions over and over again. But 15-year-old girls are not going to shatter their knees and their back and their elbows and their neck by fucking driving a golf ball. It's not going to happen. So.
But it did
anyway, have we shit on this enough?
It's just not good.
No, I have more. The sunbeam
She's
effect
like, no, I have
was
more.
working overtime. Like every time I've noticed it in like one scene that like, oh, the sunbeam is going across the screen, and then I saw it in every single scene thereafter on a golf course, which of course was many. So half the show just has this random sunbeam coming through like the side of the screen, which was silly. Eve's outfit's still terrible. I think
sweaty
we can
coochie in those fuzzy ass shorts. Tell you what,
the long calf high boots. It doesn't work. And then like the string bikini top that she wears underneath. It's not a sports bra. It's like a string bikini. Like that is not enough support, babe.
Why did she look like she was 25, and then her caddy, who was also 15, looked like she was 7?
Yeah.
That bothered me. A lot.
I love how the one girl was like, Eve, I'm going to be your caddy.
For life.
For life and everything in life. It's like, that's basically like saying, I'm going to be
marriage proposal.
I'm going to be your slave. What do you need? You want me to fluff your pillow? Do you want me to clean out? You want me to clip your toenails for you? You want me to...
You need me to give you a
chew
rim
your food?
job instead of you using toilet
Rim
paper
job?
from now on?
Did you say rim job? I was going to say, do you want me to chew your food for you?
Baby bird.
Pancake's going straight like, cunnilingus over here. Good Lord. What's wrong with you?
Even so, I liked Saotome. I think she was one of the only decent characters in the show for, like, relative to the show.
Would you like to change my diaper?
Well, anyway.
I guess that's a no. Damn, no one's going to change my diaper. It's going to sit in there forever.
Yep, sure is.
I'm going to get diaper rash. Do you want that?
That's your fault. You're a grown-ass man.
And I think this is the last thing on my shit list.
Okay.
Like at the very end, when they flash forward 3 years into the future and don't even show the final tournament that they've been, wanting to do this entire time, Eve, for some reason, chops her hair like into back to what she wore when she was like a little kid learning how to play golf. And you think like, oh, that's cute, but no, it just looks like she took a weed whacker
because she
and cut her
doesn't
hair
brush
short.
her hair. She doesn't. She wakes up and says, "This is what it looks like." You're welcome.
I don't know. I think she can work it, like the messy hairdo. I think she looks cool, or at least she thinks she looks cool. But the hair, like the bob cut, does not work for Eve. She should have just kept it long, and there was no reason for her to cut it. I think that's basically it.
That's all you got?
Yeah, I think a lot of the other stuff that I had on my list was already mentioned.
Come on. Nothing else to say?
No, I'm good.
All right, let's give it a score. I'm going to say, Caroline, you go first because that's the order we've been going through this whole time.
Okay. I think last time I gave season 1 a 2.5. Pretty middle of the road. Honestly, because it just amped up a lot of the stupidity, and I did find it mildly entertaining. Despite all of its cons, a lot of those cons made it somewhat entertaining. So I am going to give this show, or the second season, 3
You can't
Rainbow
be serious.
Bullet Burstito out of 5.
God.
All right, well, I guess that doesn't make me feel bad about my score then, but I'm going to let Pancake go first.
This anime is not good. It is getting 2 penis slides out of 5 from me.
Okay. I was very disappointed with Bandai Namco. I know they can't make a decent anime to save their life, but unless it's Gundam, but they didn't do any research on that illness. Like Christ, I literally Googled it for 30 seconds and got more info than they had. The show was done. Listen, you guys might say it's not about the golf, it's about the drama. Like, the show is very much about golf. It is golf all the time. Every single conversation, every action, every scene is about golf. So I just don't buy that, honestly. And since it's about golf all the time, because it is, you at least should do some research on what golf looks like and to make it a little less boring. Sometimes you will hit the ball in the rough. Sometimes you'll have to recover from a shot that's like behind a tree. Sometimes you'll hit the ball in a bunker. Sometimes it goes in the water. This and that, etc. But the show is just boring. It's just a tee shot, a perfect approach shot. Aoi and Eve are so perfect in this anime. They never miss a single shot. It's just fucking boring to watch. It's a bad representation of golf. It doesn't mimic the sport much at all. Everything is just stupid rainbow bullets and all this. Same animations over and over again. Probably half of every episode is just the same reused animations. I'm really sorry, but I'm giving it 1. I'm giving it the same score I gave the prior season, which is a 1.5, because it's pretty painfully obvious that Bandai Namco knows nothing about golf. They don't care. They didn't give a shit. It's not golf. It's some like mutated like horror show of golf. It's bullshit. So I'm giving it a 1.5. It sucks. That's the truth. Yes, I'm talking about golf again for a bit because it's a golf anime. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, it was. Can you guys think of a single scene in this whole show that didn't have something to do with golf?
When Aoi was butt-ass naked from hitting her head on the shower wall, just hanging out. That didn't have anything to do with golf.
Yeah, it probably just had to do with her half-naked body in the shower. What is with Aoi? Like, why? Like, this show didn't have enough drama. Everyone has to be, like, injured or ill, like, artificially.
Yeah.
Yep, of course.
It's just bad.
Because they need to nerf them. They're
writing.
like the biggest, the best golfers in the entire world. So at 15, so they need to give them some reason to suck.
They don't suck. They're fucking perfect. Aoi had a, what is it? She was like 23 under par. Are you kidding?
At 15.
What? At age 15?
Or let me rephrase. They need a,
oh my God.
They need some source of drama.
I have never seen so many 200-yard chip-ins in my life. It was like watching Kuroko no Basket, but golf.
I love how Eve's like default shot is that rainbow shot, and it just lets you. It basically lets you win at any time.
Yep.
Like you hit it just generally towards the putt, and it'll just magically spin and go back to where
missile.
Yes, that's what it is.
The saddest part is that there's no other better golf anime out there. Like
until next summer.
That anime is not going to be better.
Oh, another short thing about Shinjo, or whatever the name is of the of Aoi's golf caddy. Like, she boards a plane and goes all the way to Nafris just to tell Eve something that she could have just said in a phone call. Like, she had her luggage. She just got there, and then she said 5 words, and then turned back around and went back to Japan.
Ever heard of a text message?
Exactly. I'm like, what were you thinking?
A swallow.
I'm surprised that Eve couldn't drive a golf ball all the way across the continents to wherever the fuck they were going. I mean, she can hit the ball 800 yards. I mean, it's like impossible, you know.
I mean, back in season 1, she hit a golf ball that could fly past Aoi's face in an airplane.
I don't remember that, but that's funny.
I think they did a flashback to it in one of the last episodes. Oh,
Anyway.
Another thing. There are far too many after credit scenes.
Didn't you give this a 3?
Oh my God, yes.
Didn't you give this a 3 out of 5?
Yeah,
you
what
love
are you
this
talking
anime.
about? You love this anime.
You fucking love it.
It was
3 out of 5.
fairly enjoyable. It was so dumb, it was enjoyable. But I still have the drawbacks. Like, what? Like, and they were not even after credits scene worthy. Like, they were stuff that you could just as easily pin to the end of the regular episode and then do the credits. It's just,
I understand that people want to watch dumb shit, but I just cannot. I cannot accept this anime is a dumb turn your brain off show as something that should be rated highly because of. To me, that's just
okay.
like.
Didn't you think that Bastard was a dumb turn your brain off show?
Yeah, but I don't think I gave Bastard a very good score either.
Let's review the tapes.
2.5, 3. But Bastard didn't utterly fail at depicting the sport that every single thing in this anime surrounds. The corporations, golf. The parents, they're obsessed with golf.
Mafia.
The kids, they're obsessed with golf. The mafia, golf. The fucking golf, the Shining Wings Golf Club. Every illness is about golf. Every backstory is about golf. You know, at least Bastard could cast a magic spell without fucking it up. So I don't know. It's just stuff to, I don't know. It's whatever.
Can the Captain Avatar stop shitting on me and telling me I need to resign from reviews? I'd like to see you do it. Sorry.
Ooh.
I just wanted to make sure.
Wow, shots fired.
Let's move on.
Anyway. Me as of late. So I just wanted to, just give a small rebuttal.
You're allowed to like what you like. And
and by the way, you
trash.
said you gave Bastard a 3.5.
Season 1?
I'd say that was pretty decent.
Season 1?
That was season 2.
Wow. Well, Bastard is better than Birdie Wing. There's no doubt about it.
It's more fun.
The problem is that these anime studios that are anytime you have an original anime from a studio, you almost guarantee it's going to suck because the studios, they're not used to writing things. They're not experienced at it. They don't know what they're doing, and frankly, they did no research. It's pretty obvious, but anyway, we're just rehashing. Guys.
You also gave season 1 a 3.5. Sorry, I just wanted to.
Thank you, Caroline. Well, I didn't really want to shit all over Birdie Wing, but I did it anyway.
Took that laxative.
What are we watching tonight?
Everybody knew this was going to happen.
Jujutsu Kaisen?
JJK!
That's going to be fucking dope. And also, like, listeners...
Oh, yeah, you're not going to be here next week. Next week, we're reviewing Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
Aw, dang. I love Scott Pilgrim. Anyway, thank you guys.
There will be no after show today. I'm going to subject Pancake to hentai for your enjoyment. So
yep, if you want to watch porn with me, go over to aapodcast.com and sign up for the extra content.
/join.
That's right. Sign up for extra content, and we could be jerk-off buddies together.
Caroline's the bomb. She's going to come visit us in February. We're gonna spoil the shit out of Caroline.
Oh, hell yeah.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Maybe we can go shoot pool like you mentioned earlier.
You know how to shoot pool?
I do know how to play, but I highly doubt that I will win any
I'll be there
games
for moral support.
That's true.
Anyway.
All right. Well, guys, sorry we should have livered Birdie Wing. That's life. You know. Why pass an anime we already shit on once?
Because they like hearing us shit on it.
They love shit.
You love hearing us shit on things? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
Diarrhea of the mouth.
All right. Bye, guys. We'll see you next week for Scott Pilgrim. And have a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays. I'll be back on the 31st, so you have to wait a while to see me next time. But until then...
I won't see you until the new year.
Well, we'll talk on Discord.
Yeah.
Bye, guys. Take care.
Love you.
See ya.